That's right.
That's right! That's right! That's right! That's right! That's right! That's right! That's right!
All right, folks, how we all doing tonight? Pardon me, still got a little bit of cold there. There's also a very loud cricket somewhere in this room, so hopefully that's not too annoying. I'm gonna find you, you little bastard. It's 1:30. Go to bed. The hours on the clock are a mere social construct that I am not bound by. I reject your societal norms about when to go to bed. You're not the boss of me. All right. So, pardon me. A few things we're going to talk about tonight. First things first, I guess we'll get rid of the meme scroll for now. Sorry. And we are going to look at a little article from unilad.co.uk. Let's get this going here. So, former Disney child star Maitland Ward says starring in porn won't ruin her career. Now, I've seen this chick around. There's a few pages on Facebook I follow that share cheesecake pictures of redheads, and they've shared some of hers. So I've definitely seen her around as a quote unquote model. I don't really remember her all that much. I used to watch Boy Meets World a lot. That show, I loved that show as a kid. The main kids on that show were only a year older than me, so that show grew up with me, and I loved it. And fucking Topanga, man, holy shit, what's her name? Daniel Fisher, something like that. Jeez, oh boy. I think if she did porn, I'd break my no porn rule. A former Disney star has just released her first porn film, insists it won't harm her career, and believes it's actually a wise business move. Maitland Ward, who starred in 90 sitcoms like The Bold and the Beautiful, that's not a sitcom, it's a soap opera, but whatever, and Boy Meets World as a teenager, says she doesn't believe the so-called stigma associated with starring in adult films, and says she's now getting more offers than ever in her career. You know, I gotta say, as much as we talk about The Wall and shit like that, this chick's looking better now. I don't know if she's had work done, or maybe she's just the exception to the rule and aging quite well, but a lot more bangable now. Ward, that is a teenager, so that's impressive. Ward, now age 42, that is impressive. Just premiered her first porn last week titled Drive, and says it's been met with nothing but support. Even from her former Boy Meets World cast. Speaking to TMZ, Ward says she loves taboo things. And instead of hindering her career, her crossover into the adult industry will do the opposite. She said, I actually think it's the opposite because it's opened up so many more opportunities because I do this. I think I would be limited if I stuck with a certain typecast situation. Now people think of me in a totally different way and are discovering me new. Those are some delightful titties there. Speaking of the adult industry versus mainstream roles, Ward continued, why do they have to be mutually exclusive? I think sex and good quality entertainment can go together. Again, good-looking woman. Ward added she's been getting more adult roles, and there's going to be more taboo stuff to come. Oh, jeez. The 42-year-old also said former Boy Meets World castmate Trina McGee, who played Angela, got in touch with her to say, you go, girl. I don't remember who that is. Was that the black chick? I don't know. Maitland added, I've actually been surprised at girls who reached out, who I've known in the past, who to be like, that's awesome, you're kicking ass, because I give no fucks. Apparently you do. And I am who I am, a sexual actress, a person who just wants to show the world what I love. You can watch Maitland talk about her role here. We'll probably watch that video in a minute. Maitland said her performances were authentically me, and a Boy Meets World porn crossover could definitely happen. I think maybe you mean porn parody. I don't think the rest of that cast is going to be doing porn. Although if Daniel Fisher's doing porn, I'm not made of stone. I'm going to check that out. Speaking of In Touch Weekly about the new role via Pop Culture, Ward said, I've really gotten to set myself free with this and really express myself in a way that I haven't done before. I don't think fans like me... I don't think fans have seen me like this before. Really, I don't think anybody was your fan before this. No one remembered you. It's just very deep sensuality. You're fucking on camera. Let's not make it sound like Shakespeare here. And I think that is a really fun way to play as an explorer. I got to do things that I wouldn't have thought in the past. These sexual situations that are sort of taboo. What the fuck is she doing that's... Alright, well, we're gonna turn off screen share here for a second. Because I gotta fucking do a little research here, folks. I gotta Google her, and we're not gonna do that live. We're not. I'm not trying to get thrown off fucking YouTube here. Let's see. Maitland Ward, Wikipedia. That'll help us here, because Wikipedia knows what's best. Okay, so acting career. She was in Bold and Beautiful. USA High, never heard of it. Some roles in Home Improvement. Started in Boy Meets World in 1998. That was towards the end. As a main cast member, she lasted until 2000. I forgot it went that. I thought it only went till like 98, 99. Ward's stint on Boy Meets World. After Ward's stint on Boy Meets World, she appeared in the independent film Dish Dogs. She later appeared in the 2004 comedy White Chicks, and then not a lot after that. So, pornographic career. Beginning in mid-2013, Ward began posting nudes and topless photos of herself on Snapchat and Instagram, gaining a large following on both sites. Well, those are some delicious titties right there, so that's not surprising. Let's see. Trying to see if she's... Is that all she did? Was her own fucking independent porn? Sorry, folks. I'm looking stuff up here. We'll go with Maitland Ward porn credits. See what that is, and we're definitely not going to hop into the IAFD. Is that like IMDb? Okay, here we go. Let's see. She's worked for sites like Brazers, ManyVids, Irish Maxwell Triple X, Jules Jordan Video, Blacked. That's unfortunate. Deeper. Yeah. So she's made the rounds. Yeah, so, all right, so, now, okay, so, for some reason, the article is saying that, she just has the one porn film, but, no, she actually was in a bunch of them. Somebody says it's tasteful porn with the lights off and under the sheets. It's, of course, Dan Schneider approves. Well, if she's doing feet porn... then yeah, I'm sure Dan Schneider approved. Okay. All right. Let's go back to screen share. And sorry, folks. I wasn't gonna risk accidentally showing fucking hardcore pornography on the YouTubes here. All right, let's hear what Miss Ward has to say. Let me check, make sure my audio's good. Okay, yeah. Boomer hour here. Jesus. I don't know, man. There's something about a porn star bragging about how taboo it's gonna get that just gives me some Cenobite fucking flashbacks. I mean, the way the porn industry is these days, like, gee, like, I didn't know the porn industry even knew that fucking word existed. She just, well, she's a redhead. She likes to fuck. Yeah, I'm sure it could. That's rape my childhood. Um, so here's the thing, though. She's going on about, oh, it's gonna open up more doors for me. But I mean, I taking a look at her fucking Wikipedia here. She ain't had a mainstream role since fucking White Chicks, and I mean that was fucking White Chicks. You know, it's debatable whether it's more shameful to be in porn than to have been in fucking White Chicks. So this is obviously going to end any fucking, like, there's not going to be mainstream fucking roles after this. Not bloody likely. It's very, very rare when porn stars get mainstream roles. There's only a few exceptions I can remember, like Ron Jeremy, I would remember, would appear in a few like B schlocky comedies, maybe horrors. Jenna Jameson, same thing back in the day. Certain comedy shows back when you could actually do comedy would feature porn stars on a lot. You know, The Man Show, good example of that. But yeah, it's not. You're not getting fucking mainstream Hollywood movie roles after this. And by the way, I'm not even sure why that is anymore. Okay, the shit Hollywood pushes is worse than half of what the porn industry does. All right. At this point, I'd rather a kid get into a bunch of old Playboys than a DVD of Steven Universe. All right, I think it's. So I'm not sure why that distinction's even there anymore. But it is. For whatever reason, it is. And if this thought, and look, 42 years old, she's looking pretty damn good for 42. All right, and those are some very impressive titties. You got to give her that. All right. I mean that's some hella cleavage right there. But no, sweetie, you're not good. You're no. I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of porn roles open up for you. You know, and I'm sure you can make money with, like, I don't know, how the hell do they even make money? I'm gonna say it's mostly pay piggies anymore that they make money off of. Somebody says she's 42. No wonder she's in heat. Well, yeah, some of them older girls Holy shit, man. Yeah. I When I was 25, I briefly dated a woman who was about, what was she, like 36? 36. She was just over 10 years older than me. And yeah. It was women getting up in their middle age. Yeah, they don't have any inhibitions anymore. And if they still got a good, if they're still looking good, at least for their age, yeah, they like to fuck. You know, the cougar thing is not as prevalent as our culture wants to imagine. Like, most women are well past their prime at their age, but there's the exceptions. I think this woman looks better now than she did on fucking Boy Meets World. You know, whatever. Um, but yeah, that's she thinks she's gonna get mainstream roles now. No, no, it's not gonna happen. No. Um, it's just not, sweetheart. I mean, you'll probably get a whole bunch of other porn roles. Although you probably shouldn't have pulled the pin on the black grenade just yet. That'll tend to limit you even in that industry. Um, but she's all about taboos. She has such sights to show us. So we'll see where she goes with that. Well, I won't. Like, I'm not kidding, folks. I don't fucking look at porn anymore. The only real exception to that is there's a few, like, private Facebook groups I'm in where people share, like, naked pictures of chicks. Like, but it's not actual pornography. It's just nudes. It's just what you'd find in a Playboy years ago. You know, it's just some cheesecake shit. But no, the actual porn, that's bad for you, man. I really try not to dig into that anymore. Although I have to admit, if the chick that played Topanga, if I find out tomorrow she was doing porn, oh boy, all fucking bets are off for a little while there. It's just fucking, I'm finding those videos. I'm not made of stone. Everyone has their breaking point. You know, that's an early celebrity crush right there. Oh man. Speaking of thoughts, let me bring up this article. Let me just go ahead and get it. Since I guess that's our topic tonight. Fucking thoughts. We're on thought patrol tonight, I guess. I say that, but then watch me get immediately off topic. Come on. Bringing up the article here, folks. Bear with me. Here, I'll put the meme scroll back on for Synagogue Chief sends $2, says Mad Black Atheist is super gay. For some reason, by the way, I got the I got the Streamlabs alert set up where it'll play the sound clip when somebody sends Streamlabs, but not YouTube super chats. I don't know. I guess I gotta play with it more. Which I never remember to do until I'm sitting right here and it's too fucking late. Let's see. Hey, you know, speaking of crossovers, maybe we'll get Mia Khalifa as the Muslim Miss Marvel. That'd be fun. I saw some artist draw up something of that earlier today, so I was thinking of it. Let's go ahead. Back to Windows Capture. So, Bella Delphine reportedly arrested for spray painting Pepe on friend's car. Based bathwater e-thought is based, and you can't say that chick isn't attractive. Her fucking mugshot is cute. Oh, that's like that actually makes me kind of mad. Like she's too fucking hot. Bella Delphine, the e-girl known for selling her own bathwater, has claimed she was arrested for vandalizing the car of someone who stole her pet hamster. I gotta tell you, I'm almost kind of respecting her there. She spray paints Pepe on somebody. Well, they stole her hamster. I mean, you know, in the old days, you'd have to have a duel over something like that. Fucking with someone's pet. Bella Delphine, real name Mary Bella Kirshner, is a popular e-girl who specializes in selling lewd images to her fans and has gained notoriety through a number of stunts. They included creating a Pornhub account full of clickbait titles that only contained safe-for-work material. That was funny as hell. And most famously, selling her used bathwater for £24. I did not know she was British. I don't know what that is in real money either. Which she highlighted should not be consumed. Charlie Nash, a British journalist, described the taste in an article. Ah! Jeez. No! Charlie Nash, I don't know what they paid you, but you're not paid enough. Fucking Maitland Ward's new line of work is less humiliating than what you do, Charlie Nash. Charlie Nash, a British journalist, described the taste of Bella Delphine's bathwater in an article for Spectator USA. The water had a light, sweet, candy-like taste with traces of salt, and my stomach started to hurt just a few minutes later. Oh, God. It was normal enough to be drinkable if you were dehydrated in the Australian outback, dying of thirst, but too weird to drink with a ready meal at home. Jesus. That was an article in the Spectator. I really was not expecting that. I don't read these articles beforehand. I'd maybe skim the top or something. I just check out I see a headline and I'm like, throw that in for the show later. We have to check out this article. Okay, we're gonna skip reading over this. We will go back to that article. Boy. Her Instagram account with over 4.5 million followers was taken down in early August after users flagged it for nudity. Delphine claimed it was simply a technical issue, but stopped posting anything to social media at the tail end of the month. On October 4th, YouTuber Ethan Klein speculated that she had been arrested on his latest podcast, which would explain her almost 2-month absence from social media. Delphine apparently confirmed the news when tweeted a photo of an apparent mugshot on Monday night, and the internet went wild. I got arrested, LOL. Many speculated the reason for the arrest, with some claiming she was arrested for tax fraud. Let's see. Yeah. E-Girl Protection Squad, rise up. A bunch of people. Bella Delphine eventually confirmed the reason for her apparent arrest, posting photos of a car she claims she vandalized in retaliation for the theft of her pet hamster. Give me my hamster with a clown Pepe with a gun. She fights for her hamster. The symbol painted on the car is Honkler, a clown version of Pepe the Frog, which Right Wing Watch and other leftist organizations claim stands for racial hatred, just like the OK symbol she made with her hand. Oh boy. That's some fun stuff. So we're gonna go to another article here in a bit. Even her mugshot looks cute. Like, I'm almost mad about that. Like, you fucking bitch. How does even your mugshot look cute? Damn you. Okay. Y'all ready for the article at the Spectator USA? I drank Bella Delphine's Gamer Girl bathwater. Now my tummy hurts by Charlie Nash. Y'all ready for that article? Oh, man. This is... let's see. Reminder that Bella has herpes. Well, that's a shame. That's not something you like to hear. I can't confirm that, by the way. Just before I got Bella Delphine fucking suing me. I'm just reading something I saw in the chat. Don't sue me, bathwater girl, please. Let's go back to Windows Capture. And we're going to read this horrifying fucking article. I drank Bella Delphine's Gamer Girl bathwater. Now my tummy hurts by Charlie Nash. On July 10. I'm sorry, it's a little late. July 10th, 2019, after a week, my order of Instagram model Bella Delphine's Gamer Girl bathwater arrived in the mail. It was a frustrating process to obtain the now sold-out tub, labeled on Delphine's website as for sentimental purposes only, and I had to jump through several hoops before the order could be shipped. After paying $33 for order 10100, I waited 4 days for receiving an email that the model asked me to reply with a clear statement of understanding that the water should not be consumed, poured upon my body, or opened should the seal be broken. I was required to declare that I would not hold Bella Store Limited or Bella Delphine liable for any harm which may come as a result of my purchase. Sorry for the delay, Delphine added that she was just really keen to get my bathwater to you. Thank you so much for supporting me in my store. Lots of love. After waiving my rights to sue Delphine should drinking her bathwater make me violently ill, days went by and I still hadn't received notice of shipping. All right, let's get to the fucking money shot here, shall we? I don't need to... Yeah, you opened it. I could tell it wasn't just tap water due to the murky appearance and a strange smell which emanated... Oh, God, this is horrifying. Emanated after breaking the seal that brought me close to gagging. Many YouTubers claim to have received tubs of Gamer Girl bathwater over the past week, made videos doing taste tests, and even vaping the product. Wow, that is peak fucking 2019. That is peak fucking current year. Vaping Bella Delphine's bathwater. Unfortunately, several of them appear to be fake, including a video of one man who claimed the bathwater smelled like old Indian food, with the alleged official tubs looking wildly day out. Okay. The water had a sweet candy-like taste with traces of salt, and my stomach started to hurt after a few minutes. Yeah, we went through this. Rubbing the water on my skin, an act officially forbidden. This is in a fucking news site. An act officially forbidden by the official Bella Delphine store had no immediate side effects besides making my arms smell like I just gotten out of a scented bath. Like, running out of ideas for a review of some 19-year-old British girl's bathwater, I decided to make a cup of tea. God help us all. In an effort to protect the limited resource, I mixed Bella Delphine's bathwater with tap water in the kettle and waited for it to boil. Once steaming, I poured the concoction into a Cadbury's cream egg mug and doused it with a spot of semi-skimmed milk. An unsettling taste was still there, and yeah, that's called soap. Like, assuming this is bathwater. And she didn't just run fucking tap water through it. Yeah, it's called soap. All right, soap doesn't taste good. No matter what you put in it, Bella Delphine's bathwater is going to taste like, well, bathwater. Doesn't matter whether you put it in. This. Who is this motherfucker? Who is this motherfucker that believed? He wrote a few articles on Bella Delphine's bathwater. Why are we still here, folks? Just to suffer? I don't even know what to say. Some of this shit, folks. What? Why are we still here? Let me Luke's got us a Hangouts link, so we're going to take a look at that. All right, hang on 1 second. We're going to... I don't want to show the actual Hangouts name. Like the link to it. I don't want to show that. Oh, and I just did for a brief fucking second. I'm such a retard. Everybody's going to pour in here. If I had like a Medicare audience, I'd already have 9 motherfuckers in here. Like that brief second, the fucking autist would have already typed it in there. Because I am retarded. No, that is true. Liam Gray says, Bechtloff, the new episode of South Park banned in China was banned in China. Yeah, and I heard the creators apologize like little bitches. I'm sorry, like, I don't... Look, I used to be a huge South Park fan. For years and years and years, long after a lot of my friends were like, oh, it's not as good anymore, it's not good, it sucks now. And look, there were ups and downs. But I legitimately respected the South Park guys. But see, the thing about it is, like, well, the final straw for me was the 2016 thing, when they were still like, everybody's dumb, both sides are dumb, and then they did like, the real final straw was when they did we're going after SJWs, we got PC Principal on here, and it was also lame and like holding back and stuff, and I'm like, I can't anymore with these guys, I can't. Some people in the chat are saying the apology was a troll. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I like I said, I'm just kind of done with it. Honestly, they should have shut down. Remember when they were doing that? They were making fun of Family Guy, and then they were gonna like show Muhammad, and then Comedy Central censored it. They should have shut down then. They should have told Comedy Central, you're gonna either air it uncensored, or you're gonna not have South Park anymore. I don't have a lot of respect for the that type of comedian when they cuck. Okay, that's kind of funny. That's actually pretty funny. But yeah, I haven't watched South Park since the PC Principal stuff. I was just sort of like, it's just lame. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it another shot. Let's see. So he said, wait, these are the same companies that hate you. I like seeing them kneel to Chai Coms. Well, no, I have no love for Comedy Central, but there's a difference. Like, I have no respect for Comedy Central anymore. But it's like, I don't want to see Matt Stoner's Ray Parker bend the knee. I still want to have some respect for them. Oh, so what are you up to there, Luke? How's your week going? Oh. Can't really hear you there. There you are. Maitland Ward. You can probably find all sorts of pictures of her. I want to say she was... I can't remember if Corey was the main kid, I believe. Yeah, Corey and Topanga. And then Sean was his best friend. And I want to say Sean was either dating like the black girl or was dating Maitland Ward. but maybe like Corey's brother was dating Maitland Ward. It was a girlfriend of one of the characters. It's been so long since I watched it. It's been like over fucking 20 years, basically, since I watched that show. But she was the girlfriend of either Sean or Corey's older brother. I can't remember which. I want to say maybe Sean was dating the black girl, to be honest. She, like I said, she was either dating Sean or the older brother. I can't remember. But I mean, she looks better now. If I'm being honest with you, like I said, I don't know if she had work done or something, but like even just in her face and all, I think she's a better looking woman now, and she's 40 fucking two. So that's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, now looking good is literally her fucking job. As she, rides dick on camera, but I heard somewhere that she's married too. Okay. I love sweet innocent Luke who won't say hoes. He's too good for this world. He respects women too much. I, on the other hand, do not. Fucking Topanga. God, she was hot. Still is. I remember, like, in the mid-2000s, she used to host a show called The Dish. It was basically, like, remember Joel McHale's The Soup? Like, The Soup was funny as shit for a while there. Well, The Dish was basically like a chick version of it. So it wasn't as funny because women aren't funny. Like, you could tell it was all female writers. So it just felt like all the jokes that weren't good enough for The Soup. But I still watched it once in a while because I could just watch Daniel Fisher just fucking stand there for 30 minutes. What do you got? Maitland Ward? Oh, no, that's that's Daniel Fisher, all right. God damn. I would murder everyone in my audience for her. Just so we're clear. In Minecraft, of course. But just so we're clear. And I love my audience. I love you guys. I'll feel bad about it afterwards. But I do it. I just want you all to know that. Yeah, but you gotta remember, she's fucking Topanga to me. Like... Oh, Maitland? Yeah, she's, again, though, you gotta give the woman credit. 42. She's a good-looking woman for 42. Not many women could bust into the porn industry at fucking 42. Alright? Say what you will about her choices, the morality of it and all. You gotta be mildly impressed with that. That's an accomplishment. Whether or not it's a good accomplishment is entirely debatable, but it's an accomplishment nonetheless. Half those fucking porn stars are dried up and thrown out the fucking door by the time they're 23. You know? Going through the chat here a little bit. Scrolling up some, see what we got. Someone actually drank her bathwater. Good God, the world needs to join a monastery. That is correct, chat. The porn industry will run her into the ground if she lets it. Oh, of course. And she's all like, I can't wait to do more taboos. It's like, sweetie, don't tell the porn industry that, all right? You'll be doing fucking Two Girls, One Cup part 2 with that kind of attitude. Let's see. Oh, she doesn't look good in that pic. She looks pretty fucking used up in that pic. Well, yeah, I mean, look, she's 42 years old. I'm sure a lot of her shots are fucking, run through filter and all. I mean, you're not gonna look perfect at fucking 42. It's not gonna happen. But I mean, hmm. Uh, isn't that like a Game of Thrones line? I mean, I don't watch the Dragon show, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, good looking woman. No getting around it. I mean, let's face facts. Even in that Harley Quinn picture where she doesn't look that good, she's still like, yeah, like, come on, chat, you would. Don't fucking lie to me. Oh, she's just fucking Topanga in my mind. That's why, like I don't know anything, and I know consciously that she's not that character. I know consciously that she's probably nothing like that character. That she might be, an absolute raging cunt. But at the same time, my dick doesn't know that. So I see a picture of Daniel Fisher and I'm like, oh, Topanga. She's another one that aged pretty well. At least last I saw her, which was like, I don't know, I want to say 2008 was the last time I really saw her on TV. She was still looking pretty damn good for her age, so. Let's see, people in the chat. Short hair is gross. Well, no, she got a bun. As somebody else in the chat mentioned that. Yeah, Luke, bring up some Daniel. Oh my God. Oh my God, Luke, I almost fainted. Dear God. I don't even know what the fuck to say now. What is that from for research purposes? Is she in a movie like that or something? Oh, oh, God damn! You gotta send that to me later. I remember Maxim back in the day. I used to have a subscription to that. I remember actually in high school I had a starting at like age 15. I got like, I had enough money. Something like that, 15, 16. I had enough money I could like, had a little bit of extra money, and I got a subscription to Maxim, and because Maxim was like the it was basically like Playboy but toned down just a little bit. Like if Playboy was rated R, Maxim was PG-13. There were really sexy photo shoots in Maxim, but it was all safe for work stuff. Yeah, that's not good enough to be next to Daniel Fisher there. Holy shit. God damn. I don't believe you can top that picture of Daniel Fisher. That not for my specific tastes. Let me put it that way. I mean, you just showed me a childhood crush wearing a dominatrix outfit, Luke. It's amazing I have enough blood in my head to form words. What the fuck? Anyways, Maxim back in the day was great. Like I said, if Playboy was rated R, Maxim was rated like PG-13. There'd be really sexy photo shoots in there, but nothing that like... There was nothing in a Maxim that I couldn't show here on YouTube. And also the articles, it was really well written. Yeah, I subscribed to Maxim and Wizard magazine because I was a big comic book nerd. Those were my two magazines that came each month, like all through high school. Into like, I think I gave up on both of them around 03. Yeah, Maxim had some, and so like I said, some really funny articles too. Wizard magazine used to be great back in the day too. A lot of great. Wizard magazine used to do something called Last Man Standing, in which they do like a theoretical comic book or pop culture type fight, and they'd have like an artist actually draw up a fight scene for it, and they'd have some professional comic book writer like write how it would go, kind of thing. And they did a bunch of stuff like Lion-O versus He-Man, or a bunch of Marvel DC ones. I think one was like it was like Ghost or Hellboy versus Spawn, stuff like that. But they actually did a one for Avengers versus Justice League. Somebody says still have some of the 1/2 issues from subscribing. They are worthless. Actually, no, because comic prices are going up a little bit. Some of the 1/2 issues might be worth some ducats right now. You could even the shitball ones you could still get $5-10 for though. But yeah, some of them are actually worth a couple bucks. Anyways, getting back to they did one for Avengers versus Justice League, and it was this huge one, and it was basically like at that time, every former JLA or Avenger that was still alive was featured in this. It actually got the ball rolling on the Avengers versus Justice League crossover again. Because they were going to do one of those in the 80s, and they even did a few pages, and it like just fell through. But then, George Perez did this big thing for Wizard, and Kurt Busiek wrote the little article, and next thing you know, they were really, really pushing Marvel and DC to make it happen, and in 2004, they finally did it. So he says, 90s comics are making a comeback. I think Comicsgate should take credit for that. For one thing, look, culture has a 20-year nostalgia cycle, roughly. I mean, you got to remember that. We talked about this on here a while back when there was some article where somebody's like, how come no one ever remembers music from the mid to late 2000s? And it's like, you could say maybe the music wasn't that good then, but I would argue that doesn't matter. The fact is, nostalgia runs on a roughly 20-year cycle. 10 years ago, you couldn't find anyone playing 90s music. And I'm somebody who has a soft spot for that because, the 90s were my time. So, you couldn't find it. You know what I mean? So, this kind of, trust me, in 10 years' time, yeah, there's going to be people that are nostalgic for shitty music from 2009. It's going to happen, okay? And the reality of that is, regardless of the more objective quality of any particular time period in pop culture, when there were songs on the radio that happened to be playing the first time you got your dick sucked, that song's going to tend to endear itself to you, okay? That's just... Everyone is going to be somewhat nostalgic for shit they had as a teenager. It's just how it's going to work. I will forever be nostalgic for music from about 1997 to 2002 in particular. If you want to give it a 10-year range, 95 to 05. I will always be nostalgic for that shit. It's not a statement of any objective quality of those things. It's just, when music happened to be on the radio, the first time I got my dick sucked, it's going to endear itself to me. I I get a little nostalgic for shit from that time period that I hate it. Like, I'll give you an example. Korn. Yeah, I don't really agree with him on the 90s. But the fact is, yeah, look, there's always going to be that 20-year cycle of nostalgia. It's just always going to happen. And it doesn't, you can sit here, well, music from 2009 and 2010 sucked. Sure, maybe it did. Nobody cares. All right? In 10 years' time, it's going to be, people are going to be all about it. That's just how it fucking works. Because there's going to be a bunch of fucking guys in their late 30s, early 40s, and, you know, life didn't pan out the way they wanted, so they're going to think back to when they were 17 or 18 and the fucking world was their oyster, you know, and they had, you know, they had a few extra bucks in their pocket, you know, not a lot of responsibility, maybe a girl on their arm, and they're going to think back to that and pine for it. It's just the way, it's just human nature. Oh, we couldn't hear the video there. Except oh, shit. I had the desktop audio turned off for a second. But yeah, Razorfist was just saying, oh, you know, we've reached peak nostalgia when people, you know, a ho-hum decade like the 90s. You know, and especially with comics, I don't think 90s comics are that bad. Yeah, the 90s wasn't the best decade, but there's a lot of great 90s comics. So yeah, that's gonna be and look, you like some Christian in chat says, I don't know, I never grew up in the 80s or 90s with this kind of nostalgic music for me. Well, look, I'm talking generally, all right? Like, yeah, there's gonna be exceptions. I mean, shit, I listen to a lot of 50s, 60s, and 70s music just because I'm somewhat nostalgic for it, just because my dad, you know, had the fucking oldie station on a lot when I was a kid. So even though that's decades before my time, it feels like music from my childhood. There's always going to be exceptions to that, but generally speaking, nostalgia is going to run on a 20-year cycle. Remember back in the 70s when everybody was making movies about the 50s? There's a reason for that. Yeah, the 90s was a pretty great fucking decade. I gotta take Razorfist to task on it. The 90s was fucking great. It's almost like we had the most amount of technology that wasn't insanely socially disruptive. Somebody says, yeah, we know a Bechtloff fangirls for the Beatles. Just kidding. Well, the Beatles are trash. That's not fair. Look, the Beatles, as I've said numerous times, were a boy band. They made some cheesy pop music back in the 60s. That's fine. The music's fine. It's just fine. But I like to say that it's basically just the Backstreet Boys at that time. It's just disposable pop music. And again, it's fine. I guess you could argue they're the first boy band, although you could only argue that if you're choosing to ignore all the black fucking, you know, vocal groups, all the black bands that came before them, but yeah, they were fine. No, what I always take issue with is the boomers who want to act like the Beatles were the greatest fucking thing ever are the Gen X and millennial hipsters that want to do the same fucking thing. She said the Backstreet Boys actually have good stuff, though. I like fucking boy bands. It's cheesy pop songs about love and romance and shit. It's fine. I was never a guy who was on the, well, boy bands are gay. Or something like that. What the fuck are they gay for? It's just some dudes singing. They're not singing about cock. What the fuck's gay about it? I'm sure some of them wanted to. I'm sure some of them were closeted. But yeah, there's nothing gay about the music. It's just fucking pop music about fucking love songs and shit. You know? Hell, there's a few 98 Degrees songs I think are actually genuinely fantastic songs.
Here's a great cosplay shots.
Oh, what we got there? Ooh. Oh, that Black Widow is impressive. That Black Widow is impressive. Still, though, Luke, you haven't topped your Daniel Fisher picture from earlier. Oh, good God, I almost fainted. There was once a boy band called the Beach Boys. The Beach Boys were legitimately fantastic. The Beach Boys are superior to the Beatles in every way. There you go, boomers. Like, I'm not even going to compare it to something from my time or something from Gen X time or whatever. No, let's boomer music to boomer music. Beach Boys greater than the Beatles. Fucking hands down. I will. That's a hill I'll die on. So he says, unless their name is the Beatles, it's some boy band pop songs are hard to get people to admit they like. Look at the King of the Hill episode where they take Bobby to a boy band concert. I have no problem with. I never had a problem with the boy bands. I really never did. Hell, I miss the girl bands. Remember, there was about like a 2-3 year like Spice Girls are the most famous example, but there were a bunch of other ones like Dream and shit like that. She Moves, shit like that, where it was just girl versions of the boy bands. I fucking love that shit. And, you know, when you were an adolescent back in the day, those videos were prime fucking wank material if you needed some. You know, because back in my day, we didn't have no internet porn. We had to make dope. You know, fucking music videos were... music videos in the fucking Victoria's Secret catalog. That's what we had when I was a kid. We had to walk a mile in the snow to jerk off. Oh, uphill both ways. You kids don't know how good you have it. Beach Boys are great. They're easily equal to Elvis in importance. You know, I'm gonna say it. Elvis is overrated as fuck. I would argue that Elvis is nothing but the poor man's Roy Orbison, and that is an opinion that was also held by Elvis. Roy Orbison, there's some fucking boomer music that was fantastic. Roy Orbison was basically making hits through like the late 50s into the 80s.
Oh, God, I can't believe how old this makes me sound. When I was a lad, well, boobs were hard to see. There was no internet, which means no Google image search. Not every movie was on tape, and even if it was, not every kid had a VCR in his own room if they had a TV at that. So if you wanted to see boobs, you had to work for it.
Damn right. I'm gonna agree with fucking the moving blob over here. Yeah, back in my day.
We'd get like whole teams of guys together and stage raids to steal Playboys from whoever had the least responsible male authority figure. We had to break out the tinfoil and the pie plates and try to jerry-rig the rabbit ears so we could unscramble Cinemax for a couple seconds. And even if you did find a movie with some boobs, usually it was really boring, well, I mean boring to a 12-year-old, in between those parts.
I will never forget one time I was when the place where I lived was a very dense suburb. I grew up in Waldorf, Maryland. It was a bedroom community for the Air Force Base, actually. And so it was very dense and pretty well-to-do suburb. You know, middle class to upper and middle class, mostly. But everywhere that wasn't developed was still dense woods. And I used to love walking through the woods a lot as a kid. And I remember one time I found like an old abandoned bus in the middle of the woods. And I noticed the back was empty on it, and it looked like a bunch of people were going in and out of it. Like there was nobody there, but you could tell there was people doing stuff in there. So for whatever reason, I felt that I was just like, you know, he's a dumb kid. I'm gonna climb up in this dangerous fucking rusted out bus, and I see a bag up front of it, and I guess some teenagers were stashing some porn videos there. Whole bunch of fucking porn videos, like 3 or 4 of them, I think. And I'm like, and now I'm at the age where I'm interested in that kind of thing. I'm like 13, something like that, you know. And I'm like, well, hot damn. All I have to do is get this home, and I know what the rest of my weekend is. Because I had a half busted fucking VCR in my room too. I had a VCR that didn't work that well, and my dad got another VCR, and he was just like, "Yeah, you can have this one." Like, it was something where like, yeah, the fast forward and rewind buttons had to be held down, or they'd stop. But it was more than good enough for me. So as a kid, I'm like, God damn. Shit, I even because my dad showed me how to jury rig VCRs together to tape another tape. Because that's most of the movies we owned, where he rented a tape and taped it onto blank tapes. So I was like, well, shit, I can get some blank tapes, and I can make copies of these porn tapes, and I can sell them to some buddies. So, little tiny entrepreneurial Bulbasaur decided to do just that. And I sold those tapes for $20 a piece to like 5 or 6 friends. $20 a piece, I want to add in like, I want to say this was 95, 96, maybe 97. So, and to a kid, I made some fucking bank. I'd have kept going with that too, if not for the fact that I was afraid somebody would tell on me. So that's why I kind of cut that short. I only did it to my buddies I knew would keep fucking quiet. But yeah, not only did I get some fucking porn tapes, which again, back in my day, it was like finding the fucking leprechaun pot of gold, But then I fucking made some bank off of it. I made over $100 doing it. Again, for a kid in like 96, roughly. Yeah, that was some fucking money. Christian says, I wish I had more woods or open land growing up. Like I said, I grew up in the best area to grow up. Because not only was there a bunch of woods I could walk through, but like I could ride my bike to all my friends' houses. 3 different shopping centers. A comic book store, a movie theater, a mall, a really nice community pool. It was great. Trust me, I would ride my bike probably like 50 fucking miles in a week. I'd say easily. Because granted, everything was within maybe 3 or 4 miles, but I was on my fucking bike going all over the place constantly. I probably wouldn't even have gotten a license for the longest time if I still lived down there. In fact, my dad, when he worked at one of the auto parts stores right after he retired from the Navy. So this would have been, he retired in around 96. So this would have been like 97-ish, I guess. But he actually had an assistant manager that worked for him. That was, an adult, late 20s, early 30s, something like that. Not a kid anymore, not a young adult kind of thing. But didn't own a car, did not have a car. He had a bike. When it rained, he had a big old like rain poncho that could go over his backpack full of stuff. He considered a car a luxury. It's like, fuck, do I need a car for it? I got to get insurance. It's just a pain in the ass. He says, honestly, I wish I could ride my bike and take public transit more. I hate having to drive everywhere. Oh, I feel you on that, man. Almost everything is about a 30-minute drive for me. There's like a couple of grocery stores, a couple of gas stations that are close to me. Oddly enough, my work for the first time in a very long time is very close to me. But by and large, I'm usually driving about 30 minutes to get anywhere. And it does get old after a while. It's nice being in the middle of nowhere because I'm poor. And when you're poor, you can either live in the sticks or the ghetto, and I'll take the sticks any day. But if I was making mad bank, or if I won the lottery or something, I'd rather live in like a really nice suburb or something like that. So he says, never had a car. That's how I view car ownership. Well, I'm not a car guy. I have a car because in this area you need one. Like, I moved up here at the age of like 15, something like that. And it was an instant culture shock because all of a sudden, there was nowhere to go. you know, my bike was instantly useless. And I had to bum rides, and I had to, like, I mean, there were a few places I could take my bike to where I first moved up here, but, like, you know, I could walk to school, I could walk to, you know, a couple of, you know, places, but I mean, no more just going to the comic book store whenever I want, no more just going to the mall whenever I want, no more just going to the movie theater whenever I want. That shit was done. Bechtloff isn't a car guy because he can't afford 2 Mazdas. Well, you know, I know a guy, used to know a guy, I should say, who can get you a good deal on a 97 Mazda. I live in the suburbs, but I really want to move out to the bush. I want to be surrounded by hundreds of acres of woodland, but I want good internet. I don't know. I still like going places, man. I still like having places to go. I mean, I don't think I'd want to live in like an actual city. Like that's a bit too much for me. I'm just sort of, I'm a bit amphibian, as it were. You know, amphibian. He likes being in water and on land. I'm a suburb guy. It's where I was raised. I like, you know, a lot of. Pardon me, my voice is a little raspy here. Still getting over a cold.
Bechtloff, could you reset the hangout because it's not, the image isn't changing?
Uh-oh. Hang on.
Reload the hangout because for some reason the pictures aren't changing.
Oh, okay. I see. Hang on. I see what happened. Yeah, okay. There we go. Goddamn, Luke. You're killing it there. That image of her in that little dominatrix outfit, that is difficult to focus when that's on what? Where am I? What's going on?
Oh, you're a businessman, entrepreneur.
Oh man. Pardon me, guys. Anyways, yeah, I've you know, a lot of people, especially in like the hyper trad areas where they think everybody should live in the fucking, you know, in the rural area. It's kind of funny. The hyper trads think the whole world should be a sparsely populated rural world, but at the same time they think everybody should constantly have 13 fucking kids apiece. It's like you may be seeing how those two things can't fucking go together. But anyways, you know, I see a lot of people really shit on the suburbs, and in the '90s, I especially, you know, all the hipsters that used to be so keen to shit on the suburbs. I fucking love the suburbs. All right, the suburbs are like, it's honestly that perfect middle ground where it's like there's still shit to do, but it's still small enough that an actual community can form. You don't get as atomized like in the city. Like, you know, it's Halloween season. Halloween's best season. But, like, where I grew up, that was the perfect fucking place for Halloween. Because, again, a well-to-do, dense suburb, lots of people went all fucking out for that. But Halloween is this great communal thing. And you don't get that in the rural areas. And you don't even really get that as much in the city. Because everybody's afraid of each other and their doors are fucking locked all the time and shit like that. It don't get no better in the suburb. And I think part of the reason the suburbs are dying is because the middle class is dying. Bechtloff getting them babes thanks to the Mazdas. Yep, exactly. Oh, man. Halloween's so great. I miss you know, even just giving out candy to trick-or-treaters and all. Where I live right now there's none. Like, even, I mean, I work second shift, so I'd have to actually take off to be able to do it. But, I mean, there's none. There's none around here. It's kind of a shame. So he says the suburbs for me are the worst of both. See, I think they're the best of both. Again, you have an actual community. You You know, you're not so fucking cramped that you hate each other and you're atomized. Um, but you still got some space. You know. So he says, I got to get back to work, but I enjoy the stream. Thanks for doing these. It's always been a blast. Oh, no problem. It's fun to do, middle of the night. Let's see. So he says, I love living in a town. Making the YouTube bank. Yeah, making that that mad YouTube bank. What do we get, like $2 tonight? I mean, I appreciate it, but, you know, obviously this doesn't do me enough to live off of. So he says, I was always disappointed in Halloween. I was promised drugs and razor blades, but all I ever got was candy and the occasional chick track. Man, as a kid, I literally filled up pillowcases with candy as a kid. Like, just monstrous, ridiculous amounts of candy. I used to hit houses twice. And like, there were certain, like there was the one house near me I knew where the mom in that house, she gave out like little dollar store like toys along with the candy, like, you know, like army men, that kind of thing. It was great. And then you get those guys and they're sick of it. They're sick of it giving out the candy, so like, you know, they're just like, hold on, they're just like dumping like whole bowls in your bag and shit like that. Oh, it was awesome. I was with the good old days, Luke. Back in my day.
Yeah, those are fun.
That redhead witch giving out candy to trick or treaters. That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
Gotta love Pinterest for giving videos, images that don't mess up.
What a great holiday. It's really tied with Christmas as far as my favorite holiday. Speaking of which, I am almost done my Christmas shopping, folks. And if you have not started your Christmas shopping, you should. You should check out on my channel the Bechtloff's Holiday Shopping Guide for Geeks. I did 2 of them. I was going to do another this year, but it's like, I don't know. I don't really have any other suggestions that aren't covered in those 2 videos. So just watch those 2 videos. But yeah, I'm almost done. And I am genuinely excited at how much I have nailed my Christmas shopping this year. Like, I have got stuff that's gonna just blow people's minds. Like, I put so much fucking thought into it. Good old night. That movie's great because it's a Halloween movie and a Christmas movie.
Indeed.
You can watch it in October. You wait a month and you watch it again. Still don't like Thanksgiving though, guys. I still fuck Thanksgiving. It's a boring middle child between Halloween and Christmas. So you get Halloween, you get to dress up like a monster and bang on people's doors and they give you candy, and all these women are dressed like hoes in the best possible way, and it's fucking great. And there's horror movies on TV, and it's just fucking fantastic. And it's like, here comes Thanksgiving. Eat some boring country kitchen food and watch football. That sucks. That sucks. But then comes Christmas. Oh, Christmas is great. Oh, man. I'll tell you what else for Christmas. My favorite Christmas movie, I watch it every year, is A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. That is the best version of A Christmas Carol ever put to film. Really, there's only 3 versions of A Christmas Carol you ever need. Because there's like a million fucking versions of them, but there's only 3 that need to fucking exist. If you want something that's like family friendly, good for the kids, you put on the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol. That's a classic. None of this Muppets Christmas Carol. I don't want to hear that shit. That was done after Jim Henson died and all the Muppets sounded wrong. I don't want to hear that shit. No, you go with Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol. If you want like a modern version, maybe funny, but updated in modern times, go with Scrooged with Bill Murray. That movie is extremely funny. It's obviously set in modern times, but it manages to maintain all the heart of the original story. And if you want a true Christmas Carol story, faithful to the source material, you go with George C. Scott's Christmas Carol. That is the best version ever put to film. So yeah, every year, watch that movie. So he says National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. That is a fine Christmas movie as well. Let's see. Somebody says Flintstones Christmas Carol is an underrated take. No. Wait, what? Why are the Flintstones even celebrating Christmas? I'm sorry. Even as a kid, that bugged me.
That shouldn't be possible.
Like, what are you celebrating? They didn't even bother calling it something else. That like they could have called it fucking Rocksmith or something. Some stupid rock pun like they always do.
When ghosts and goblins by the score, ring the bell on your front door. You better not be stingy or your nightmares will come true.
Disney.
Seriously, Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol is... You want to talk about underrated? No, that doesn't get enough love.
Oh wow, I just remembered that now.
Like I said, you want a good kid-friendly version. You know something else that's if you can find it, and you can probably find it on YouTube at this point. But there was a Muppets Christmas special back in the late '80s that featured the Muppets and the Sesame Street Muppets and even the Fraggle Rock cast. It was basically all of Jim Henson's shit together, which it very rarely was ever together. And there's no actual plot to it. It's like an hour long. And it's basically just all these different characters in a fucking house at a Christmas party, just interacting with each other. And it's meant to be like this almost comfort food thing you have in the background while you yourself have a Christmas party, kind of thing. But genuinely good watch. It's one of the better Christmas TV specials that ever happened.
Oh, the Christmas decorations will be up, and Ma will be in her rocking chair, knitted, and feeling just a little sad that she's all alone for the holidays.
Well, the plane leaves for California in 3 hours. Ho ho! Christmas in Malibu. I'm going to lie on the beach and catch some rays. Waka waka!
Some people in the chat are suggesting maybe the Flintstones is a post-apocalyptic future where we genetically engineered dinosaurs back into existence before the collapse. That's
Sure.
I actually like that idea. Maybe the Flintstones actually takes place after the Jetsons. I legitimately am intrigued by that. I'm kicking around headcanon now.
Only then do we bring back the values of the 60s.
Yeah, like that Flintstones Meet the Jetsons thing where they had the time machine. They thought they were going back, but they actually went forward only 100 years.
Oh yes, and here come all the characters from Sesame Street.
There's a line in there where this Bert and Ernie are talking to the guy from Fraggle Rock, and like every time he says a word, like Bert and Ernie just say like what that word starts with, like what letter it starts with, and it's going on for like a minute, and the guy's all confused, and Bert and Ernie are just like, where we come from, this is small talk. Which is a legitimately funny line. Like, I'm an old cynical nerd. That line legitimately makes me laugh to this day. Somebody says, agreed on the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol. Had that on tape. The same people did the Mickey's Prince of Pauper short, which is also good. Yeah, Disney used to do good shit back in the day. Before. I mean, they're about as evil as can come now, but yeah, the Disney of the modern day managed to somehow make Star Wars unprofitable. Going to the chat a little bit here. I think you're too hard on Thanksgiving as a concept, but I do agree that football is awful and the food style is awful. I don't dislike Thanksgiving as a concept. I'm not against the idea of being thankful. I'm not against the idea of having a nice meal with your friends and family and shit. I don't like it in execution, and I never have. Let's see.
Worried frog. Aha, that's one worried frog.
Oh, he's not the only one. That's
Two worried frogs. Search me more small talk, I think.
Let's see. The problem was Roy Disney died, and they got Bob Iger as a businessman running the company and told them to make entertainment, not art. Let's see. Bechtloff, PG&E is turning off the power in California Bay Area. Okay. I mean, that sucks for them, I guess. I don't know what you want me to do with that information, but thank you.
Hi there yourself. I'm Doc. Oh, did you know that Doc starts with the letter D?
Why, yes,
Yes, starts with the letter Y.
Yeah.
true.
And true starts with the letter D.
Hey, what is this?
Where we come from, this is small talk.
That's a great line.
Oh,
That's a
good
great
stuff.
line. Well, I'm just about out of stuff to talk about. All we were talking about tonight mostly was thoughts, and now we're talking about Halloween and Christmas.
They work out well together, though.
I am Halloween and thoughts go together like mom and apple pie. I am so excited for I have nailed my Christmas shopping this year. God, I'm so excited. Like, I got my three closest friends. I got them each like one small little gift and a T-shirt. And I went online and found very oddball T-shirts catered to each of their specific nerdy interests, and I've absolutely fucking nailed it. I got a T-shirt for my one buddy. I can't even. Just on the off chance, and my friends don't actually fucking listen to this show because, as they put it, like, we can listen to you rambling about dumb shit all the time. What the fuck do we need to listen on YouTube for? Like, I don't have anybody in my meat space, but I still don't want to, on the off chance I spoil it for them, I still don't want to say it, but goddamn, I fucking nailed it. I absolutely nailed it. Oh, let's see. Chat real quick. Somebody says, once Frank Oz dies, they will make Bert and Ernie gay. I'm honestly amazed they never did that. The way everything is. All right. I think it's just about time to wrap this up. So, folks, if you enjoy the content I put out, do consider supporting the show. We got the paper. Oh, good God, Daniel Fisher in the dominatrix outfit. What the fuck was I talking about again?
That will be our thumbnail image.
Oh, jeez. I gotta look away to do the spiel. Folks, sorry if I don't sound, I'm not facing the mic right now, so sorry if I sound too fucking soft. But if you enjoy the show, do consider supporting this show. We got the PayPal, Patreon, and Amazon wishlist. There are all ways you could do just that. I legitimately cannot look at that image in focus. And PayPal, Patreon, and Amazon wishlist are all ways you could do just that. And also other shit that I can't think of right now. I'm pretty sure
it's fun. It's fun to do images again.
I forgot how much I missed it. There's a Facebook for the Bechtloff. You can check that out. Facebook.com/Bechtloff. Twitter.com/Bechtloff podcast. No A in the word podcast. Luke runs that. It's usually about a day behind the Facebook, but there it is. I know a lot of people don't use Facebook these days. And, I don't know, like, comment, subscribe, other bullshit I'm supposed to go over. I don't know. I really can't focus staring at that. That's all we got for tonight, folks. I want to thank you all for listening. Bechtloff out.